Hey guys, Crusopp here, ready to do another One Piece chapter review. So this week's chapter was chapter 894 and it came out a little bit early. So as a result, I'm a little bit late and I apologize about that. But anyway, let's get started. So this week we have the Leo cover story continuing, but now we instead have Leo actually being one of the escorts to King Riku at the Reverie, which is very exciting because we've been speculating about when is the Reverie going to happen, how is it going to happen, is it going to be a cover story or is it going to be an actual arc? And the fact that it's a cover story is kind of good because we can have like a 15 chapter cover story of the Reverie and then maybe a few actual chapters in the transitioning period after Whole Cake Island. But then we can get to Wano, and everybody is hyped for Wano 2018, so look forward to it. So anyway, we start off the chapter with Katakuri versus Luffy. Luffy having a flashback where he's talking to Rayleigh, training observation hockey, and Rayleigh is basically asking Luffy, like, you know, some of the best people, they can actually have the observation hockey to a degree where they can see a little bit into the future. What would you do if you met somebody who was this good? And then Luffy said, well, it really depends on what kind of a person they are. And Rayleigh was taken aback by this. And I think that it kind of goes to show that this is kind of, in a sense, foreshadowing the kind of character that Katakuri is, right? Because he's not going to abuse his observation hockey to get a leg up on Luffy and just run in for a quick and cheap defeat. No, he's an honorable man, and he's kind of showcasing how to be an expert at observation hockey. So anyway, I thought that was pretty cool. In terms of the Katakuri and Luffy fight, a lot of people were speculating that now it would be completely even, that Katakuri injured himself and that was kind of an ass pull. But really we see that for the most part Luffy is still getting his ass kicked, landing a few good hits in here or there. So far it seemed like, you know, the tone and the pacing of the battle hasn't changed too much. I will mention something really important that I didn't at the beginning of this video, which is that the chapter title was 1205, and this signifies that there's less than an hour left until Nami and the rest of the Straw Hats are supposed to meet up with Luffy. So this gives you kind of a time frame of, wow, like the Whole Cake Island arc is actually going to be over really soon. So that means that a lot's going to happen in the next hour of story. As far as other things in this chapter, other than the main big thing that I want to talk about, we got to see Smoothie chasing after the Sunny, and she grew huge. So I think that this kind of fleshes out her juicing ability. Maybe she's able to squeeze the juice out of other people and drink it to actually kind of take in their strengths. And yeah, she has a pretty devastating long-range slash attack with her sword. So that was pretty lit to see. We also get the introduction of a whole bunch more of Big Mom pirates. We get to see Raisin, who's straight up rocking the Madara Uchiha hair. And then we also get to see Snack, which is pretty hype in and of itself. And you can't really tell what he looks like by his character design. He has a huge torso and is wearing a scarf and has a top knot, it looks like. But I'm not too sure about his actual facial features. It kind of looks like he has a big round nose right in the middle of his head, but the picture that they showed of him wasn't very detailed. They said he had a 600 million berry bounty, which is pretty high. It's still higher than Luffy's current bounty. But compared to some of the other people on the Big Mom Pirates, it's obviously not as good. So now the final thing to talk about, I guess, is Snake Man, the big unveil. So hype. So let me tell you what I think that Snake Man is. So we've seen Luffy's Balance Man, which is kind of an all-around form, really suited to, I guess, just general combat abilities. And then we see Tank Man, which is suited towards defense, which he had to exploit against Cracker because Cracker had such good defenses. But what I think that Snake Man is actually a hyper-aggressive form of Gear 4. And what I believe is that snakes are just mainly a long abdomen and then a head, right? And a little bit of a tail. So I think that what Luffy's going to do is he's going to code, actually for the first time, his torso and abs in Armament Hockey, and then like his Gear 4th move Calvering, he's going to actually extend his whole body out and wind around at will. And this will be obviously more risky than Calvering, just because now he's putting his whole body out there in the open. But at the same time, it could also be way more deadly because he can change what he's going to do at a split second just because his head and torso are right in there. So I think that this is basically what he's going to do. He's going to extend his whole body out like a snake to strike Katakuri, and I think that his future observation hockey abilities that he's been developing are going to be really helpful for this form because he can kind of snake away to dodge some of the more critical hits that would be landed on him just by hyper extending himself out in the form as I'm predicting it. So overall, I like the chapter. I like the fact that we're getting to Reverie. I like seeing Smoothie, and I also like seeing Snack, even though we don't know what he's going to do yet. I'm really excited to see Snake Man. Like I said, I think that, Snake Man will be him covering his abs in hockey, and then kind of doing really vicious and speedy striking attacks on Katakuri to try and end the fight as fast as possible. So this is my chapter review. Crusopp here. Please don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and yeah, be on the lookout because I plan on releasing some theory videos this weekend. Alright, you guys, have a good night. It's Crusopp. Peace in it.